Welcome back. I'm Aaron Bernstein. By now, you should be familiar with all the basic rhythms we learned in the previous videos. So we looked at the beat and all the different rhythm combinations that are possible. But in this video, I'm going to introduce you to meter. Meter is a higher level organization of beats into repeating patterns. And from it, we get our time signatures and a lot of the music's basic character. And you can get the hang of meter just by learning some simple conducting patterns. So why don't we start with a 2-beat pattern, which is going to go down, up, down, up. So it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And notice the first beat is the strong one, so we call that the downbeat. Strong, weak, strong, weak. And that is a 2-beat pattern. Okay, let's try a 3-beat pattern. We're going to start up here again, but this time we go down, out, up, down, out, up. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And once again, the downbeat, the first beat, is the strong one. Okay, finally, let's try 4 beats. This time we're going to go down, in, out, up, down, in, out, up. So this time it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, those are the most common types of simple meter, 2, 3, and 4-beat patterns. So now let's take a closer look at how we notate meter. Meter is when we group beats into repeating patterns. Let's start with duple meter, a 2-beat pattern. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Notice the first beat is strong while the second is weak. Strong, weak, strong, weak, strong, weak, strong, weak. So every time we have a strong beat, that marks the beginning of the next cycle. We call these cycles bars or measures, and each one is separated from the next by a bar line. So here's measure 1, measure 2, measure 3, and the last measure. So this is duple meter, 2 beats in every measure. Now imagine we give a quarter note to each beat. 2 beats in each measure, and the quarter note gets 1 beat. And this gives us our time signature, something you typically see at the beginning of any piece. The top number tells you how many beats are in each measure, and the bottom number tells you what note value gets 1 beat, the 4 meaning quarter note. So this is 2/4 time. Now the quarter note doesn't have to be the beat unit. We could have given a half note to each beat, and the bottom number of our time signature would be 2. 2 beats in each measure, and the half note gets 1 beat. Or we could decide to give an eighth note to each beat. That makes our time signature 2/8. So 2/2, 2/4, and 2/8 are all the same kind of meter, simple duple. They all have 2 beats in each measure. We're just changing which note value gets 1 beat. And because these note values are all relative, 2/2, 2/4, and 2/8 would sound exactly the same. Neither one is faster or slower than the others. How fast they are is actually determined by tempo. Let's say our tempo is 100 beats per minute. In 2/2 time, that's 100 half notes per minute. In 2/4, it's 100 quarter notes per minute. And in 2/8, it's 100 eighth notes per minute. All the beats go the same speed, regardless of what note value we give them. All right, moving on to triple meter. Now we group the beats in patterns of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Once again, the first beat of each measure is the strong one. Strong, weak, weak, strong, weak, weak. So we have more of a waltz feel this time. 3 beats in every measure, so the top number in the time signature is now 3. And if we give a quarter note to each beat, the bottom number of our time signature is 4. But just like in duple meter, we can change which note value gets one beat. Instead of giving a quarter note to each beat, we can call the half note the beat unit. 3 beats in each measure, and the half note gets 1 beat. That would be 3/2 time. Or we can just as easily call the eighth note the beat. Now our time signature is 3/8. Once again, don't make the mistake of thinking that 3/8 is faster than 3/4. Whether we call each beat an eighth note or a quarter note has nothing to do with how fast the beats are going. That's the job of tempo. If your tempo is 100 beats per minute, 100 eighth notes per minute, is no faster than 100 quarter notes per minute. So given the same tempo, 3/2, 3/4, and 3/8 all sound the same. Another common type of simple meter is quadruple, a 4-beat pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The first beat of each measure is once again the strongest, beat 3 is less strong, and the second and fourth beats are weakest. With plenty of exceptions, a fair majority of pop music is in quadruple meter. 4 beats in each measure, so the top number in our time signature is 4. And if each beat is a quarter note, we also put a 4 on the bottom, and get a meter so commonly used, we also call it common time, 4/4. Finally, just like in duple and triple meter, we can change which note value gets 1 beat. Give a half note to each beat, and the meter becomes 4/2. Let each beat have an eighth note, and we get 4/8. Finally, I'll leave you with some good examples of the meters we just learned. First, duple meter is very common in marching band music, mainly because, well, we only have 2 feet. So let the stars and stripes march forever. Next, Beethoven's 8th Symphony gives us a good taste of triple meter's waltz feel. And last, for quadruple meter, we visit the Big Easy with Jelly Roll Morton's New Orleans Blues. Keep in mind, the time signatures we learned today are for simple meter. So that just means that if you divide the beat, you divide it in 2. So let's say we're in 2/4 time, and here are the quarter notes on each beat. 1, 2, 1, 2. And when we divide the beat, we divide it in 2, like this. 1T, 2T, 1T, 2T. And that is simple meter. Later on, we'll learn about compound meter. That's where you divide the beat into 3. 1TT, 2TT, 1TT, 2TT. But for now, if the top number in your time signature is a 2, a 3, or a 4, that's simple meter, regardless of what the bottom number says. All right, we're all done. I'm Aaron Bernstein, and go make some music.